Oh, look
Okay,
at that. Says we live already, Carter. That's crazy.
we are here.
What's up, everybody? You're on the Ground Report. I'm Thomas, and that's just Carter. How you doing, Carter?
I'm doing well. I don't think we have anybody here yet, but I'm gonna put it over here. I don't think we have anybody here yet, but we'll see. Some people
Uh,
show up.
yep. Shoot. If nobody shows right away, that's okay. It is what it is. But I'm about to, you
I'm
know,
gonna post something on my Twitter account. So
yeah, because I'm about to be like, oh, we're live, yada 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 yada.
we're live. Hello.
Yeah, but it's crazy because I see that most of our streams literally have been lives and not literally videos. So link copy, okay. but yeah. Um, but how have you been doing, Carter?
Um, I'm doing fine. I um just trying to get these posts out, trying to let people know. But I've been doing okay. Just graduated, so that's exciting.
Yeah, but, congratulations on that, Carter. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How does it feel now that you're graduated?
Feels good. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy. So I
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, look at that one. Here's calling me. She can wait a second. I love her though. Okay, so I guess we're here to talk Panthers content or whatever.
Yep.
But I think that I do want to at least get it out of the way first with the two trades that happened. One of them we already knew, AJ
Uh-huh.
Brown Patriots
Right. I
and
was.
Garrett
I didn't
going
know
to.
whether that was gonna happen or not, but actually it did. It kind of surprised me.
Well, like it didn't surprise me because like we knew for a while it was gonna happen. It was just June
Well,
1st.
okay. When I say it surprised me, I was saying like I'm surprised they actually went through with it. I'm
Uh,
surprised the Eagles like went through with the trade.
well, like Jalen
It's
Hurts, he
it's not
didn't
like
like how
AJ
some of the
Brown is like AJ Brown's under contract, so like I don't know why you would trade one of your best receivers. I don't know.
because he didn't like how the offense was being ran a lot of times too.
Yeah,
And
but I don't know. I feel like they're appeasing the player too much. I feel like you could just look at it. Hey, you're gonna get a lot of targets anyway. Like, come on, you're
well,
the. I don't know.
well, not really, because there was like a lot of games where like he wasn't really getting targeted much. I mean, yeah, he made it up in other games, but like there's some games he was getting targeted 3 times, 4 times. They throwing the ball 15 times,
Yeah.
maybe, but yes. And then like their offense was kind of catering towards Dallas Goddard or somebody else, and it's like, plus
Okay, so it looks like
like the Patriots too. So you
so
know,
it's for a fifth rounder this year and a first rounder in 2028.
yes, and I think one more pick too, wasn't it?
These are the only picks listed here, but there could have been something else as well, but I don't know. But
Okay.
here I can see what NBC Sports Boston says. But those are just the two picks that were listed from Google. But okay, no, I not helpful. All right. Let me see here. Uh, what's the compensation? Yeah. Oh, that's just the Titans compensation.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's just those two picks. So.
Huh. Okay. I don't know. I don't know why I thought it was a little bit more, but I mean, yeah, he was under contract, but still, like, ooh, excuse me,
It
players.
feels like the Patriots kind of got scammed here because I mean to give up a first round pick is for a disgruntled wide receiver to me is ridiculous.
Right,
'Cause, well, I think he's great. He's not like one of the top receivers anymore. Like I think him and Devontae Smith are on more of a similar level now, like as where it was a couple of years ago, where he was like the obvious target, and I think he wants to be the obvious number one target again, and that's why he wanted out, and that's ultimately why I think they traded for him. But I, to me, it just seems like too much. I wouldn't have given them the first round pick in 2028. I would have been I'd offered more than a fifth this year, but like I
right.
probably would have given them like a I don't know, like a fourth and maybe another.
Fourth, Carter, you scamming now, Carter. Fourth for AJ. Listen,
I would have.
you
Well,
think
I didn't say just a fourth. I'm saying like a fourth and like another day two picker, maybe a third and another day two or day three pick, because like to me, he's not that guy, and I'm not paying top compensation for somebody who's not that guy anymore. Like he's still like when I say he's not that guy, I mean he's like I wouldn't put him in the top top 10. Like I would
why
be
not?
hesitant to put him in the top 10.
Why not? Because like honestly, you may not. It might also be because of how their offense literally is being ran. Like how I forgot what podcast or whatever I was watching, but I mean it kind of had a point to where like if you're a wide receiver, they say wide receivers are like divas for a reason. Because if your offense is throwing the ball 15 times a game, you're not gonna put up no production. It don't mean you're bad. It's just the offense you're in. So like if your offense is catering to, like I said, say Quan Barkley or Kenneth Gainwell and Dallas Goddard,
Right.
and you, even though you are an alpha
There are
at
so
the
many.
position,
I understand that there are so many mouths to feed in that offense, and I hope that we, as the Carolina Panthers, eventually get there one day where, like,
I hope
it's
so
not
too.
just like I feel like we have a few. We have Tedero McMillan, we have Jalen Cohn, right?
Right.
Maybe you put Jonathan Brooks in that vein, and Chuba Hubbard as well. But like, I feel like there are plenty more guys. Like what about Chris? Like what about any tight end? We don't have a pulse at the tight end position for this team.
No, we don't. But
Our fucking our, our let me get this straight. Our tight end room consists of guys who are tight end twos and tight end three. Tight end
and
probably guys who are tight end
maybe
at
even
least tight
four.
end twos, maybe even
Right.
tight end threes on some of these depth charts. Like I like would you like some of these teams backup tight ends would be our like let's take the Eagles tight end room for example, right?
Right.
So the Philadelphia Eagles have Dallas Goddard. Oh, that's right, they drafted Eli Stowers.
Yeah.
Have Dallas Goddard as their tight end one. Obviously, he would walk. I mean that. We were talking about them drafting Eli Stowers to be the tight end. Tight end. Uh,
Hmm.
I think Grant Calcaterra is about the same. He would probably be about where what's his face where like Mitchell Evans and JT Sanders are at here. Like I
Yeah. And I
believe Grant
actually
Calcaterra would
like him
fight
more
for
too.
tight end one snaps here as
Yeah.
well. Johnny Munt would probably not be Johnny Munt would probably be tight end too. But like you're talking three of the four guys in that tight end room would would maybe be starters here. That's that's and that's just one team. I mean, go through any other team you want. Fine, you don't want to pick the Eagles. You don't want to pick one of the best teams in the league. How about we pick some random team? Let's say, let's pick the Browns. Why not? Let's pick the Browns.
Okay. No. You can't even say the Browns because like the Browns tight ends is better than ours.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, okay, other than Harold Fannin Jr., can you name another tight end on the Browns roster?
I could, off the top of my head, no. If you asked me a few months ago, yes.
Right. Well, like, but like I'm saying, like I don't think the Browns' tight end room is that good. I
Right.
think Harold Fannin Jr. is a very good tight end, and I
Yep.
think that he's probably outside of Jerry Jeudy their biggest threat on offense.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
I mean, like this is another team where there's like it's a very young team, obviously, right? Very very young offense
Right, of
that's
course.
gonna grow. But what I'm saying here is like it's kind of ridiculous because he like obviously Fannin Jack Stahl would probably be tight end. Jack Stahl is not a pass catching tight end by any means. Jack Stahl has Jack Stahl had 6 fucking catches last year for 46 yards and a touchdown.
That sounds
He
about
would
right.
probably be he would probably be up here he would be in the top 2 for this room. He'd probably be ahead of Tommy he's the Tommy Tremble role essentially. Just less
Yeah.
targets.
Okay.
He's a veteran Mitchell Evans. You know, like he mostly applies the blocking tight end, right? Tommy Tremble's the blocker for this team, right? JT
Yeah.
Sanders can't block shit. Tommy Tremble's the blocking tight end. Jack Stahl would be the blocking tight end. Tommy Tremble is probably the starting tight end for this team next year. Maybe it's JT Sanders. But even like I think I've proven my point. Like I don't know. They make this team is a playoff team comfortably,
Right.
for my opinion. I think this is they're the NFC South favorite,
Okay.
and they have the worst tight end room in the league. And they're just like, okay, like who cares? Like they haven't even brought in any resemblance of competition for these guys.
Nope.
To me,
I don't
that's
think
just ridiculous.
they're probably not going to anytime soon, to be honest.
No, I mean, and this was the draft class to do it. I mean, instead of drafting like trading up for Lee Hunter, you probably could have drafted one of the tight ends. I mean, at the very least, you could have drafted like Eli Stowers.
Yeah,
Right.
but
You
like
could have drafted somebody. You could have.
Eli Stowers is definitely going to be used a lot in the slot, also a lot, and at receiver because his blocking has been atrocious. But he's a really good pass catching tight end.
We wouldn't ask him to block. That's what I'm saying. Like he wouldn't be asked to block for this team. Tommy Tremble's the blocking tight end. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah, but like, I think they have they have enough tight ends who can block, and it's just a lot of them aren't
like
really physically gifted,
yeah, they
or
have plenty of blocking tight ends, but they I don't know. They don't have a pass catcher. They don't have somebody that can break tackles. I mean,
right,
nobody breaks tackles on this in this tight end room. I mean, Mitchell Evans, in my opinion, is probably the best tight end that in this team. Mitchell Evans will probably be the starting tight end maybe next year, maybe not say next year, I mean 2027 maybe
right.
Mitchell Evans takes over for JT Sanders if they want to let him go or however they want to handle it. But like I don't know, to me it just gets me upset because like I see that the tight end could be a big play receiving threat. I mean, you just watch these tight ends you have in this league, and you think to yourself, like, in the offseason, David Njoku, one of the biggest bodies, yes, not the healthiest player, but one of the biggest bodies in and one of the deepest resumes as a pass catching tight end.
Yep.
He's
Well,
you didn't attempt at signing him. I saw no attempt. The Chargers just came in and just went boop. So
Well, they
but
had the money for it too, so that's one
yeah, but
thing.
I feel like you have Brant Tillis. Brant Tillis, if you wanted that guy, Brant Tillis would have figured it out. You tell Brant Tillis this is your job. You know, we're working within the confines of the cap. You need to get us under and make sure we're compliant with the league rules. That's your job. That's what you're here to do, right? Yes, he absolutely has a hand in the roster construction. But like what I'm saying is if Dave Canales was like, I really want David Njoku for my offense.
Hmm.
I think Dan Morgan and Brant Tillis would have been like, all right, we got to figure out a way to make this happen. Because, like, you saw, like, I don't know. I feel like getting a big target for Bryce Young would be huge to help take some of the weight off of these receivers. Because if Tedero McMillan's not producing
Hmm.
and Jalen Coker is down, or
Hmm.
vice versa, it's hard for me to see this offense not look like how they did in the Seattle game late last year, where they're just not moving the ball very well. And then, you know,
Right,
teams can then key in on the run, and now you got to try to be unpredictable, and it just puts you in a tough spot. If you have that tight end, that's an extra option for you. It
right.
it just doesn't make any sense to me why they continue to neglect this position.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta think about it too. Dave Canales doesn't use his tight ends a lot or enough in his offices, his offenses. He didn't in um, Tampa either. So it could. We also have the
Tampa's tight end room was Tampa's tight end room was 5 times better than this tight end room. I mean, okay, he didn't maybe didn't use them the most often, but like still, like okay, maybe like he's the offensive coordinator. Like you would think that once he got the head coach, maybe he's like, oh, now I want to see what this offense looks like when I have a better pass catching tight end than K Dot. You know, like,
right.
but he still had people like Kate Otten who did produce for the Bucks around that time, like 2023 Bucks, right? I think that was the year he was the OC, right? 23. Yeah,
I
because he was
think
hired
so.
in 24. Yeah.
Yeah, 23 because he got here in 2024.
Okay. Let me. I'm gonna pull up the Buccaneers tight end. I'm gonna read to you the names of the
Okay,
Buccaneers tight end room.
2023 and 2024 he got
Kate
here.
Otten, 47 receptions for 455 yards and 4 touchdowns. I
Okay,
mean, this is an offense that has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Rashad White on it, and Kate Otten has still been pretty productive. So I wouldn't say that he didn't use the tight ends there. And if you wanted to get Kate Otten, I think if you wanted to get Kate Otten, I think Kate Otten might have been available, but I don't know. I don't know if Kate Otten was available, but like I don't know.
nah,
I'm not
I
gonna
think
say
it was
he
like he
used.
could hit free agency, but it was like nah, he's staying in Tampa, so it's like
Okay, you re-signed there. Um, and then who else they have? Payne Durham's obviously tight end too for this team. I mean, the
yeah,
Bucks
but
may not have been a great example to talk about because they have Mike Evans, who's obviously going to take the majority of the targets there, and Chris
yeah,
Godwin
Chris
and
Godwin,
Rashad White, who was nearly 1,000 yard back that year.
and
I mean,
also not Sterling Shepard, but the other guy. Jeez, who's a third wide receiver, or who was a third wide receiver? He had a neck injury, I think,
oh,
last year. So
I was just talking about the year Canales was the OC in Tampa,
okay,
but I
yeah,
wasn't talking about this year. But what I was
right,
saying is like is that he they had a ton of I mean, there's just obviously a ton of targets in this offense, and I don't know. I feel like it, it's just kind of frustrating to me because it's like what a waste of like I don't know. I feel like you could keep like Tremble and uh, those guys on the practice squad and not have I feel like you could put Tommy Tremble on the practice squad and have a real tight end one.
He probably will be gone though. And yeah,
Maybe he would be, but the reality is like if Tommy Tremble is that big of a deal, like what does that say about your process if Tommy Tremble getting signed to the practice squad? Like you got to prepare for everything, as a team, and I don't know. That's my rant about the tight end room. It's just something that frustrates me because it's been the same for the like literally the past 6 years. So
yeah,
it literally hasn't gotten any better,
no, but
and it
hey,
doesn't look like it's going to get any better.
well, I mean, you got to think. I think this year is the last year where we are seeing repercussions from Scott Federer and Samir Suleiman and they trades and they signings or not signings and them kicking the can down the road with everybody's contracts year after
Right.
year after year. But I think this is the last year of us like seeing bad things as far as cap space and this and that and owing people money.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I,
but
like
I guess so.
are,
We got a
we're
lot better
still. I know
players.
we're still paying Frank Reich. Are they still
Oh
playing
my
or
goodness, yeah.
paying? Are they still paying Matt Rule?
I because he signed what a 6 year deal or a
7.
7 year deal. So yeah, I got you right.
I mean, if they're paying it by year, so when was he hired? He was 2020, 2020. So he's gonna be. They're gonna be paying him this year and next year.
Okay.
If they're paying it by year because it was a 7-year deal. So I mean, they're technically still paying him, but I guess it. You know, I mean, kind of. They're kind of paying him, but it says these payments were subject to offset based on his next job. Rule was hired as a head coach at the University of Nebraska, and his earnings there are supposed to be deducted from what the Panthers owe him. So in early 2023, Rule filed a $5 million arbitration claim against the Panthers, alleging the team was refusing to pay the offset. The team argued that Rule's Nebraska contract was intentionally backloaded with low initial salaries. Jesus Christ. So Rule, man, keep it with the Rule's just
He
fucking.
said, Jesus Christ.
I fucking hate him. Anyway, regardless,
Okay.
we should talk about something good, some good news. Has anyone showed up yet? No.
Nope, not yet.
Nope. Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
okay, cause there's also I'm gonna find a way to have like people try to watch our videos or like our live videos afterwards also. So
Figure it out.
yeah, we'll figure it out. That's okay. We can keep going.
Okay.
Um,
So what's the next thing on the agenda for you?
okay, so have you at least seen any videos or seen any conversations about the Panthers OTAs?
I mean, yeah, I have. I mean, I've seen what you know the videos and stuff, right? Like I know, like people are talking about Chris Brazel's catches and like
Right,
he
right,
made
right.
those catches against air, obviously, and you know,
Obviously, it's the Air
I'm
Olympics
telling
right
you, Oxygen is not the best corner.
now.
So,
Right.
I
All
mean,
right.
Oxygen's not exactly going to knock the ball away from you. So, we'll see how it goes. But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I mean, JJ Hardy has been pretty upset about like the Panthers fan base, and like, did you
JJ,
see what he said?
he's funny. I like that show.
I like JJ Hardy. He's awesome. Anyway,
Shout out FPFO. They funny.
so let me bring up a couple of things to your attention.
Okay.
Panthers OTAs,
Right.
obviously Aquani, I did see that McMillan. They did say that McMillan was a non-participant uh, in the recent sessions, which I'm not worried about
Right.
because I mean it's June and they're gonna send him out if he has any issues. So that's not necessarily something that I'm like concerned about because he'll be fine and he should be ramped up and ready to go for week one or even just the preseason. But I'm interested to see the battle between Haynes King and Carson Beck in the Hall of
Oh,
Fame game.
oh. Of course,
I
but
assume they're going to start Carson Beck or at least play Carson Beck, and I think
no,
Carson Beck
yeah,
is.
for sure. Like, cause what's his face? Um, he's still holding out. So, Jacoby
Oh,
Brissett,
Brissett, yeah, I
yeah,
saw
he's
that.
still holding out for more money. So, they're
What are
definitely
they
gonna
doing?
trade
So
Carson back.
with the
Um,
top three, they drafted Jeremiah Love over any defensive guys. I mean, they don't really have the offensive line in place for it. So, like, I understand, like when the Falcons drafted Bijan Robinson, you can sort of like understand what because it's like okay, you know, you needed a skill position player. You have the the offensive line in place. You have the guys in place, and he's you know taken off right
right,
with Jeremiah Love. I don't doubt that he's going to be a good player, but like you're running into the Ashton Genty problem where you have a decent running back, but it's behind a terrible offensive line. And
yeah. And now
I think
they could
Monty Austin Ford is on the hot seat there, and I was not a fan of their draft, other than Cody Simon, really.
like, and that's the thing though. They could have went defense, but like their defense wasn't that bad last year. It just they started to pile up injuries, especially whenever we played them. I
Yep,
think they had like four quarterbacks go out, which is crazy.
I know.
Oh, and am I talking too loud?
No,
Okay, okay. I was just making sure because I feel like I'm loud as heck. But yeah, but but yeah, if I'm not mistaken, whenever we played them, they had like three or four cornerbacks go out of the game.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's absolutely insane. That is, I had never seen something like that before. I mean, they have Ekuliota. Did you know that? Do you
I
remember
I
Ekuliota?
know that. But hey,
I'm trying to
yeah,
see if they have anyone else recognizable from
okay.
Panthers standpoint. I mean, no, not really. James Conner. They still have James Conner. I mean, they also have a good running back room. So I just like
They do.
I just fail to see the need, like where the need comes from, because like you could have drafted Carnell Tate and just gone Marvin Harrison, pair those two up. Those two guys know each other well, right? I mean, if you're not going to be able to pair up the quarterback and the receiver, you can at least pair up the wide receivers together. They're going to be running on the opposite sides. Um, if I was in their position, I feel like I would have done that. Obviously, no one's looking to trade up that far, for number three. You're not going to be able to get the value for number three that you would want. So that's what I would have drafted Cardinal Tate number three overall, to be honest with you,
Okay.
or Makai Lemon or whatever receiver that they thought was the best receiver. Because drafting Jeremiah Love, well, he's a great running back. He's going to be a good running back. I just don't see how it helps the Cardinals, because ultimately you are looking to see whether or not, because I feel like when you're a bad team, when you don't have your franchise quarterback,
Right.
in my opinion, like when we were watching the Panthers before Bryce Young, right, and like I was looking to see, okay, if X starter like Darnold, PJ Walker,
Right.
not so much Baker, but like all those guys. What I was looking for is I was like, okay, can any of these guys be a future backup quarterback for us? Like, can we get to a point where, like, once we have our franchise quarterback, like, assuming we have our guy soon,
Right.
can we trust this guy to, like, if that guy goes down, can we, like,
Which,
in the pinch, can we have this guy play and play decently? And, you know, Jacoby, no, is probably not the franchise quarterback. Or franchise backup quarterback. Good backup quarterback for them because he is holding out and he's going to be too expensive. I mean, Gardner Minshew is a backup quarterback and I would, to be honest, I'd rather say, all right, Jacoby, bye. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. And I would play Gardner Minshew as my starter.
yep.
That's the situation they're in. It's not the
Same.
situation I'd like to be in,
Right.
but it just at this point, I feel like Monty Austin-Fort's kind of done. He's kind of desperate to keep his job, so that's not a good place to be when you're
He
trying to win football games for a team that has really not been very good in recent years.
true.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
like hot take though, I feel like whenever Gardner Minshew was in Jacksonville after he started, he didn't get a fair shot after that.
No,
No,
I mean, like, and I just don't see why they don't just tell Jacoby to go. All right, like, I don't know why they don't tell Jacoby to go fuck himself, and they'll just play Gardner. Like, yeah, you may have to bring in another veteran, right? You'll have to bring in another veteran. Maybe you could bring in somebody as a backup player. Maybe you could get Philip Rivers to come back. I mean, he played last year. Maybe you could get,
maybe.
like,
Right.
I don't know. Oh, you know what another good episode would be is going over each of the teams on our schedule and talking about them in detail, like we're doing with the Cardinals right now for some reason. Like, I love
Um,
how we're talking about the Arizona Cardinals like this is an Arizona Cardinals podcast when it's obviously not.
nope. But you know what? Sometimes I'll let you go on your rants, but that's okay. Um,
Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes you just start talking and you don't stop talking. So, anyway, I'll
let's
cut
go.
my Arizona Cardinals rant short and I mean I was pretty much done with it regardless. I would like to see them start Gardner Minshew though. Like, and
Same.
tell Jacoby to go kick rocks because I don't think Jacoby's going to be a future starter. But I understand why Jacoby might be holding out because this is his last chance to get paid. But like, still,
Literally.
dude, like, I don't know. From a Jacoby standpoint, I get it, but from an Arizona Cardinals standpoint, as a franchise, I'm
They,
like, all right, bye. Like,
they
if you're
better
gonna be,
they better not give in and pay him whatever he's asking for. They better not because, bruh,
and there looks like they're gonna trade Josh Sweat too. So who's rushing the passer? Darius Robinson is your best pass rusher. Like, yeah, Walter Nolan's a good player, but he's injury prone, and they
right?
just don't have
Yeah,
a pass rusher. Like, uh,
he
you'll
went to Ole Miss, right?
forgive me if I'm not scared of the duo of Darius Robinson and Jordan Burks as my pass rushers one and two.
Darius Chop Robinson. It's Chop Robinson, right?
No, Chop Robinson's on the Dolphins.
Oh, okay. Oh, there. Okay, gotcha.
All right. Anyway,
You're right.
let's move on to somebody else. Let's. What should we talk about now?
We really ain't talk about the OTAs at all, to be honest. We just talked about.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
mm, um, do you feel that there is anything to like some of the people who's being held out of OTAs, like McMillan or Jalen Phillips or um, who else is out?
Can you
Oh,
hear me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, one thing that you need to talk about is how much of a leader your quarterback is, and I mean Bryce Young has shown that he is like the person that everybody turns to. You know,
Hmm.
I mean, it's not fucking raining out here. Let's get our shit together. Like that is not the mild mannered guy of 2023. Like this is a changed person. Like
Of course.
like it's exciting to see like the the quiet. You know, he was kind of the quiet. Like how quiet can you be as a quarterback? But I feel like he also was like very quiet and very private as a quarterback as a rookie, and
Hmm.
like now he's like, get your fucking ass off the ground, let's go. Like he is like getting into people, and it's great to see because that he can be another coach out there. Like that's what you want from your quarterback. Like you want your quarterback to be another coach because I mean ultimately, you know, the coaches obviously aren't out there on the field physically with the offense, but Bryce Young is, and also I wonder if they'll, you know, I wonder if we'll hear more of that from him. I wonder if we'll get a, you know, a Matt Ryan like in the game, like get fucking set. You remember that?
We definitely will.
Oh, we.
And
I can't wait for that. I can't
um,
wait for that.
out of his shell more because, like, of
Yeah,
course, he was very mild mannered and very um, maybe not shy, but just not.
like soft spoken.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right. But like now, nah. Bryce knows.
No, nah.
Bryce knows I'm trying to get paid too, bruh. So like, I need y'all to come the f on. All right, let's go.
I mean, of course he's trying to get in the contract, but also I feel like it's different than that because he's, you know, now he's like, I'm good enough. Now I expect the team to be good enough with me. You know, like now I'm finally through the struggles of my first 2 years of my career, coming off of a playoff season. I,
Right,
everybody needs to be at this level. Like if we're going to win this division again, like everybody without a losing record, everybody's got to be on this level. Everybody's got to like we got to have some tempo. Like let's go, come on, clean this shit up.
yeah, that's something that a lot of people have been asking for and happy about because like even with David Canales with some
Mhm.
of the calls and stuff last year from the
Yeah.
refs. That's why I'm glad I'm not a coach because my goodness, if I see no, see, yeah, yeah, I can't do it. So like, it's a good thing to see Bryce being more out there, more vocal, more extroverted in a sense.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see if J.C. Horn, um, or J.C. Horn. We'll see if Chris Brazel's as good as he is. I wonder what kind of role Corey Thornton is going to have this season because he was kind of quiet. I think he got hurt very early on. I think I can't remember. I think he got hurt. Didn't he get hurt in the preseason?
No, in the Niners game.
The Niners. Okay, so he just
Yeah,
stayed quiet, and then he got hurt in another game. Okay, obviously he's not going to have any like games on the outside. He's not going to play on the outside, but like maybe in the nickel he gets a chance. Like if J.C. Horn goes down, maybe they move Shaw Smith Wade to the corner two slot to the outside, and then Corey Thornton's in the slot. So you know maybe
well,
they do something like that, or Will Lee. It might have Will Lee out there, but like You know, I don't know. It just depends on the kind of preseason he has.
Well, Charles did start, but then around the Dolphins game is when Corey started to get more um, 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 snaps at slot.
Uh-huh.
Then a few games later, he won the starting job, and then the Niners game is when he broke his fibula or something like that. But like he did end up winning the starting slot job. He just got injured, so talk about bad timing. But
He
I
made
feel
some
like
plays. I mean, you know, I remember that he made some plays in the early part of the season. It's just
yep,
it's been happening to him, but like hopefully he can come back this year and like be the corner like 3 or 4 for this team. Because if he could be like for an undrafted free agent, that value is incredible. Like the value that we get on undrafted free agents is huge.
yep, and I love it
It's
because
great. Like you pay them nothing for 3 years to be in these roles, and it's how you win as a football team, right? You know, you you keep these cheap contracts, and you don't have to pay free agents this amount of money because you already have it tied up. Because you don't have it tied up to any free agent, you can just say, okay,
mhm,
this guy plays the role. And now you save money. Now you go spend it in other spots that you want to improve your team. So like, it's great.
but but I feel like he will start though. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like he will start the season as the starter.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, you know, maybe. What if they move him to safety? I don't know. Maybe they move him back to safety. Could they do that? Like
Nah, they're talking about moving Shaw into safety.
moving Smith Wade to safety, right? That's what the talk's been about. But I'm saying like Corey Thornton was in the similar role to Smith Wade last year. Why'd they move could move? I mean, we'll see. It's just whatever they decide to have, however they want to fit it in, however it fits together, the
Right,
pieces of the puzzle. So,
you were right about that. Um, so yeah, but yeah, the OTAs are these are optional. I think that the mandatory ones are next week, and
mhm.
then they have off for like a month and some change until um, July for training camp. So there's that at least. So hey,
Is anyone here?
no,
No, no.
it's all right, Carter.
It's
This
okay.
you're right.
I mean, this is our first week, but like, this is our first show in a few weeks. But also like, that's about the time that things come out. So, what do you like? Not much we could do about it.
Right. Plus, like, it wouldn't let me stream to Twitter also. So
All right.
um,
Let's talk about some of the position battles on this team. I think it's time we get into some of the position battles.
okay. Um, okay. We can start with, I guess, second and third QB. I mean, second probably is Kenny Pickett. That's probably a lock unless he gets hurt or plays horrible. But like the third QB between Will Greer and Haynes King, um, I feel like Will Greer honestly is just here, just a camp body.
I hope so. I hope so.
Plus, also
Better be here for just the camp. Like
like plus also I know him and Kenny Pickett was in Philly last year or played in Philly together. So
right.
uh, I know that happened too. So there's that. But yeah, like we already know that Haynes King, he's tough. He's a runner. Um, but
Yes.
is his passing going to be enough to kind of help him get that QB3 spot over Will Greer? I'm hoping so.
I'd like to see the drafted, and I if it is Haynes King, I think they'll carry three quarterbacks. But if it's not Haynes King, I think they'll just carry two
Right.
because you want you paid the undrafted. Obviously, it's not like anything expensive at all, but like you paid the undrafted guy. He's here on a 3-year contract. You might as well not rip that up from a 1 year practice squad contract. You might as well give him the 3 years and make him earn his spot here on the team. But if he
Right.
does earn his spot as QB3, I wouldn't be surprised you know if not this year, next year, that we see some some packages where he get checks in and where he gets the ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see some packages where that happens,
So
especially if like Brandon in the role of like a Taysom Hill, like just you know checking in for a throw or two, or checking in for a run, or he takes off, or I mean, his
they are
passing's got
definitely
to get better if he's going to do that. Though his passing is not good enough to be, in my opinion. But if it does get better, I think that we'll see Brad Idzik. Maybe they bring it. One thing I did talk about is like if Brad Idzik, is here for another couple years and they establish themselves as a consistent playoff team, right? Where like they're the clear, division best team in the NFC South. I'm not saying they're Super Bowl or anything, right? But like they're clearly the team to beat in the NFC South over the next 2 years. Do
mhm.
you think that we could see um Brad Idzik getting a head coaching job eventually? Because I do.
um, I'll say yes, but it only depends on what we are doing. If we are being competitive enough, if we go to the playoffs at least two times, and how far we go in the playoffs would be
Right,
um,
but that's what I'm saying. Like establishing themselves as a consistent playoff team and a consistent, division winner, and winning a playoff game or two, over the next 2, maybe 3 years, depending on
yeah,
when he finds the right job. Because I think like I got to imagine that teams like the other teams like Brad Idzik, because I mean
right,
maybe teams request interviews with him, but nobody hires him. Maybe
right,
teams are
right,
just
right.
like, okay, we want to know who you are, you know, or they want
Basically,
to interview some of our other assistants. Like I know that one of our assistants got called for the Browns defensive coordinator job. Got an
right, right.
interview there, but they didn't end up getting. I can't remember who it was, but they didn't get the
Um,
job.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know why I can't think of his name. Right, I have his name on tip of my tongue, but I can't,
Do you
pop.
know
But
what position coach it was? Do you know who it was? Do you know what coach he was? Do you know?
he's someone behind EJ. Um, hold on.
Well, yeah, but like
Y- yeah, hold on. I got you. But yeah, wow, I looked that up. Um, I can see him getting a head coaching job. Honestly. Oh yeah, it was Jonathan Cooley.
Cooley, that's right. Okay, I couldn't remember who it was, but yeah. So you know, if Ejiro Evero gets a head coaching job, is Jonathan Cooley potentially going to get promoted to the defensive coordinator job here? Maybe. You know, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think that's out of the question. Especially if one of these coaches or one of these teams decide, look, depending on I think the Jets head coach job is going to be vacant going to be vacant next year. You have to
maybe.
think that Aaron Glenn is done there. Like, what teams are realistically like could fire their coaches? Like, I think maybe Mike McCarthy. I don't think so, but we'll see. I think it's going to take a couple of years for him to go, but
Right.
maybe Mike McCarthy. Um, I think Shane Steichen in Indianapolis is also on the hot seat. You know,
No,
I think that with the wrong season, the Lions could look for a new head coaching job. The Bucs are definitely in the mix. The Bengals, of course, their
see,
defense needs to
look,
improve.
the thing about the Bengals is I don't see how every other coach in their division left or got fired except for him. He should have been gone, to be honest.
I know, I can't believe has that ever happened? Has there ever been four new head coaching hires in the division? Four first time head coaches in the same division? Has that ever happened before?
Maybe, but like,
I'm sure it has, but that would be crazy. Like, got
it's
ironing out
last
all the
year.
things like we were. Everybody in your division's going through the same thing. That would be ridiculous.
Yep, which it should have happened last year, but I digress. If they wanted to keep him, hey, they got the money for it, I guess. So, hey,
I also think that there could be potential openings in Washington and with the
uh,
Giants, with both New Jersey teams.
could be, but like Washington, I mean, they're only on what their third year now with Dan Quinn, and the first year they almost made it to the Super Bowl. So
Right, but you know who else? But that hasn't stopped teams from just because you were good a few years ago does not mean that you will keep your job for a long time. Like I also think that the Vikings could be maybe
yes,
Kevin O'Connell, although I would be surprised if Kevin O'Connell's fired because I do think he's a good coach. Maybe Green Bay as well. It's there could be a number of different job openings. I mean, Cleveland could be one and done as well. I mean, I'd be surprised, but because they don't have a quarterback, but it's not out of the question.
right.
Like I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of potential head coaching jobs, potential head coach opening jobs. I'm
Right.
just thankful that we don't have to deal with that. I'm just thankful that we have our head coach for the foreseeable future, and we have our quarterback, and we don't have to deal with those two headaches. Because building the rest of the team becomes very easy after that.
Like I'm glad, like you. Oh, shoot, sorry. I'm glad that we don't have to go through that at all either. Which we have been going through that for the past 5 years, 6 years. So yeah, no.
Longer, longer. Ever since Ron Rivera
Yep.
left, so really the last 8 years,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
essentially.
True.
So
Um. Oh yeah. So like I was kind of telling you earlier. Um. I don't know if you have our undrafted list pulled up, but
I
who are let me see who of our undrafted rookies do you want to see make the team? It can be one, it can be two. Shoot, it can be more. But which one do you want to see make the team besides Haynes King?
right.
He's obvious.
Okay. let me pull up spot tracks list of undrafted free. Oh, that's 2025. Okay, let me go to 2026 then. All right, here we go. So maybe like Kobe Prentice is a name that I know,
Right.
So I don't know many names here. I'm gonna be honest. Like there aren't many names that you know I know. I've heard some good things about a lot that like Cam Miller. I know is a name that I've heard about. Parker Peterson. I know they talked about Henrik Harburg recently, or Heinrich Harburg. I don't know how to say that his name, but like I think that's how you say it. The tight end from Nebraska.
Oh
Um,
yeah, the guy we just signed like last week.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, but I'm gonna be honest and say that I don't know many of these teams. So, or
Um,
many of these teams, many of these players. So,
right, right, right.
but those are the ones that I know, and those are the ones that I've seen talked about more than the others. So, but the part of these guys that's gonna get you excited is that they prove who you are. They make you remember them. You know,
Right. So,
damn, these guys are old. Why did they sign old free and drafted free agents? Like the the vast majority of these guys are 22. Haynes King's or 23. Haynes King's 25. Miles Davis,
well,
the running back from Utah State, is 24. I mean, I guess
well,
it's because
Haynes
they're all out
might.
of eligibility, right?
You said what?
I guess it's because they're all out of eligibility, right? Isn't that why they're all old?
That and also, NIL and also the COVID years. So, I mean, there's that. You got to think about it. There are still
Right.
players who have the extra year or two of eligibility because of COVID. So, there's going to be still a lot more players coming out who's going to be 24, 25, 26, which, hey,
But I feel like next year is kind of the last, pretty much one of the last year, got to be the last year of that, right? I mean,
yes,
the
yes.
2027 is not 7 years on from COVID. There's no way you have that much eligibility. Like,
No, the only way you do is if NIL just saves you. So,
right. But why don't you go talk about some of these undrafted free agents then? I'll give you some time.
okay, so for me, I have a few. I have Heinrich Harburg, which for him, he used to play quarterback, then moved tight end, which I think people who move positions, especially like quarterback to linebacker or quarterback to tight end, has a lot more feel to the game and can understand a lot more. So like I feel like he has a lot of potential upside. Um, I also want um, Aaron Hall because he has like some good juice whenever he's out on the field. So like his motor is definitely big, but he played for the Dukies, the Duke Blue Devils. So um, I want
Not a
Kobe
big fan.
Prentice. Go ahead.
Not a big Duke fan.
No, I'm not. I have some family who is um, Duke fans, but not me. Um, but I also want Kobe Prentice also to maybe make it. It's gonna be hard, but maybe he might find a way. If not on the 53, on the practice squad. Um,
It's going to be really tough for somebody like Kobe Prentice to crack the 53. I think
the
also
only
Aaron
way
Hall is
he
going to find it very difficult. I mean, the only players that I think, like, just based on like the positionally, that might crack the 53 are any of the are any of the corners. I think that there
Right.
and Haynes King, Albert, maybe like I believe the offensive lineman Isaiah. Is that Isaiah? I don't know I don't know if that's Isaiah or not.
That's what I. That's what I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And
what it
if
looks like.
Isaiah Glasser, Albert Reese could also make the team just because, like, you could use an extra tackle, right? Might as well.
Right.
Um, I think
But
it's
yeah.
going to be real tough for somebody like Miles Davis or
Yep.
can any of like Miles Davis, Kobe Prentice, Henrik
Isaiah
Harburg.
Smith.
About impossible for them because the first like 3, 4 guys in those positions are pretty much set. Like, so it's like you're competing to be one of the top, and guys have you know years of being in this system on you, and like years of
Right.
being in the league in general. You know
Hmm.
that's on you. Like, I don't know. It's kind of tough. Going to be tough for these guys, but maybe somebody they're playing for the practice squad, so we'll see. These guys can get a running a run out on the practice squad. So that's what they're playing for, and that's what I think they're playing for.
Right.
Obviously, like you never know, somebody could make the 53. That we didn't think would. Like so, like, but we just have to see. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with the undrafted free agents. What did you want to move on?
Okay.
Do you want to anything else about the undrafted free agents or
I already talked about mine. Um.
okay?
So like, who on? So like, if you
Hmm.
pull up our roster real quick, who on our roster who's on the bubble do you who might not make it on the 53 who you want to see make it?
Who's like maybe like on the could be cut right for
Right,
the
yeah, yeah,
50
you're right.
I see
Just like
in
somebody who could be cut, but you want to see make it on the team that's not undrafted from
okay.
here.
Okay. Um. Um.
And
uh,
if you need a second,
I'm just kind
uh,
of looking over my options. John Mechie.
okay.
Is it fair to say that he's on the roster bubble part of this, or is he like?
Um,
Is that fair to
yes,
say? Because
yes, and no.
it's kind of hard to, you know.
So like
Uh.
I say yes, he is because he's still new offense.
Hmm.
Um, um, Dave Canals likes his guys. He loves David Moore. He
Right.
loves Dan Chisena. He loves Bryson Tremaine. So that's three
Tremaine.
right there. And
I
then
like Bryson
another
Tremaine
thing
though.
about
Like I like Bryson Tremaine. I don't know why he still likes David Moore and Dan Chisena, but I like. I mean, I think Bryson Tremaine has earned his. He's probably going to be on the practice squad. Maybe he makes the 53 as the seventh receiver. I don't know. They've always kept seven.
right,
So
right, right.
I mean,
Well,
I'd also like to see if I would Nick Samac as well on the
yes,
offensive. Maybe if he earns a spot at center or guard, I'd love to see him over Chandler Zavala. I don't think we have the best depth on the interior of the offensive line.
he better
You
not,
know,
bruh.
other than other than Sam Hackenley, Fortner at center. Fortner could play one of the guard spots as well if
Yep,
an injury happens. But we know multiple injuries will happen on the offensive line, so
it
we just
usually
gotta.
does. And he started out as a guard anyway. So and then he moved to center.
So yeah, I think guard center. interior line prospect. So I'd like to see Sam Mack make the 53 as a versatile backup on the offensive line there. Um, Moving on to defense, is there just looking through here?
I
Um,
already have mine.
you do okay.
Yeah.
Um, Also, I would say Bam Martin Scott as well. I
What?
thought he what
You don't feel like he gonna make it? I feel like he is gonna make it, but I can see why
he's an
because
undrafted guy, and like
last year,
I think Isaiah Simmons is gonna make it. I think
yeah,
that I mean you also have to consider Claude and Sherrillis, Jackson Cutwatch as well. Like Dan Martin
right.
Scott's spot is not solidified. I mean, there are plenty of linebackers that are going to be pushing for his spot.
Uh, Carter.
Huh.
Okay, you were kind of muffled and sound like you was going far, but I got you now.
Oh, I was just saying like how I think that um Bam Martin Scott's spot on the 53 man roster is not solidified because there are other people in this linebacker room like Claude and Sherrillis, Jackson Cutwatch, Isaiah Simmons, who are
Right.
going to be looking to take the reps from him, you know,
Agreed.
or also very eligible for are yeah, who are also up for spots as well. So I mean, there can only be so many spots for special teams on the linebacker room, and
That's true.
can we trade Jackson Cutwatch to the Seahawks for another corner?
No, let's trade to somebody
Like
else instead.
you know, like because of um, Michael Barrett. That was a
Right,
joke.
right, right, of course.
That was the joke I was making. The Michael Barrett reference. Can we
Yes,
trade him
yes,
to the
yes.
Seahawks for another abandoned corner? Seventh
Um,
round linebacker. Um,
let's see. So, like for me, on the um on the offense, I probably would go John Mechie also, and maybe and
mhm.
or maybe um um Jatir Carter, one of our guards. Um, Stone, not Stone Forsyth. God no, I just saw him. Um,
Do not say that you want Stone Forsyth to make this team. Do not say
sorry, bro.
that.
No, Stone Forsyth. My goodness. Um,
um,
but um, uh,
yeah.
Nick
I'd like to
Saban.
see Chandler Zavala cut as well.
Yes. Um,
I
and
completely
then
forgot that this team had Sadiq Charles.
yes, yeah, yep, yep. Sadiq Charles. And then my guy
Hmm.
for defense, I would have Demani Richardson because if you think about it, we have Trayvon Moore, we have Lathan Ransom, we have Zakee Wheatley, and we have Nick Scott, and also Isaiah Simmons. So
Yeah,
um,
I mean Isaiah Simmons is playing. Uh,
safety.
where are they having him? Safety? They do. Okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
what I thought. I thought they had him at safety, but
So like Demani Richardson is the odd man out. Honestly, I honestly hope he makes the team, but I don't see it right now. Maybe he makes the practice squad, but like, yeah,
you don't think he's gonna make the? Yeah, I mean Zakee Wheatley as well. They have Lathan Ransom in that room as well. Nick Scott, Trayvon. Yeah. So yeah, I think Lathan Ransom could be in. Maybe I think it's possible Lathan Ransom is the starting free safety. Maybe he takes Nick Scott's job. I don't know if that happens, but I'm just saying that might be interesting.
right.
If one of these safeties gets hurt, I think they're ready. They're ready to have Ransom step in as the starter. You know.
hmm They do want a more rangy safety, um,
Yeah.
who can also hit, and like Lathan Ransom is mainly another Trayvon Moore, you
Oh
know.
yeah. I mean, there's Emmanuel McNeil Warren, who is essentially who I literally had as Trayvon Merrick as my comp. So, unfortunately, because I saw so much Trayvon in him, I was like, they might be able to make this their identity. Just smack people in the face. And then, two safeties that hit and don't cover not is not a great idea. So I understand why they didn't go with him in the draft class. But yeah, they got
Hmm.
Stevie. Um,
Okay.
I also think that um, talking about the defensive line, I think that Cam Jackson is really going to have to show something to make this 53 because he was hurt and we just haven't seen much from him, and it's just such a hard room to get snaps for that. With Lee, especially with Lee Hunter now, he's going to have to prove his worth to the staff, and we'll see if he can make the 53 or the practice squad. But yeah, this is kind of one of their picks that just really hasn't worked out. I know, one of the rare Dan Morgan picks that hasn't really worked out to this point, and that's why they drafted Lee Hunter. What to say about the roster bubble players right now?
You want to do it now or later on?
Huh?
You wait. Say the last part again about the roster bubble guys.
I said, do you have anything else to say about the roster bubble players right now?
Mm, no, I already said my few as far as Damani and um Mechie and also not Stone, not Stone Forsyth. My God.
What's with you and Stone Forsyth right now? I keep hearing Stone Forsyth coming out of that mouth. Like, you better be careful, man. What's with you and Stone Forsyth? Are you like Curtis and Donuts or whatever, or Ricky and Donuts? Like, you just love them. Like that's your duo, Thomas Parson and Stone Forsyth.
wash my mouth out with soap, please, because I don't need his name
What?
nowhere near me. Um, but no, I don't have no more thoughts about that. Um, let's see. That actually might be it for this show. This might be a little bit shorter show today for right now. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we still got an hour and 15 through, so that's not bad.
nah, that's plenty of good time.
All right. So what? I don't know what we're gonna do for the next episode, really, because it's kind of tough. We need to find content right now, other than what we're doing.
Okay. Well, do you have any ending thoughts or anything, Carter? Carter, hello.
The Hall of Fame. Can you hear me?
A little bit, barely, but yeah.
Waiting for the Hall of Fame game. So I mean, I'm just waiting for that to kick off so we can see Haynes King and some of the other undrafted free agents play, and we can get a more of a read on these guys that we just, don't know right now.
Yeah, yeah, same. I'm just waiting for training camp at this point in
Yep.
July. That's what I'm really waiting on. So, yeah.
All right. So that's pretty much it from me.
Yep, that's it for me. We'll
Thank
talk
you.
to y'all later. And Carter, I will get up with you later.
All right. Thank you for watching this episode for the Growl Report, and we'll see you later. Bye.